Hello, everybody, and welcome to another vintage cube draft. We have a Boo plushie here, so hopefully we can get Minsk and ride that to victory. I'll put this guy back here until we find the Minsk and Boo. Really good pack to start. Oko, Thief of Crowns, is probably the best Planeswalker in the format, the only one better than Minsk and Boo, potentially. The top three are Oko, Dakfaden, and Minsk and Boo, and it's actually really close between each of those three. I think Oko is probably the best, but this is the most susceptible to removal. Like the thing that makes this good is it's hard to kill with damage, but if they just have a way to like kill it with Hero's Downfall or something, just plussing to make a food and then dying is not very good. But still, it's an incredible card overall. Definitely what we'll be taking here. Xander's Lounge is solid. Fury, Ledger Shredder's okay, but very easy Oko. That's a great pickup. And now we have some very good options, mostly between these two. And that sets us up to be Teamer. It does set us up for the Minsk, or for the Minsk and Boo. There's also Splinter Twin, but I don't think we want to take that here. The thing is, Iteration is way better if we already have the Taiga. But I think I'm still taking Iteration here because it's just that powerful of a card. And red-green fixing tends to be a little bit easier to come by than some of the other color combinations. Yeah, we'll take the Iteration here. Okay, there's a Flooded Strand. Not bad. Seasoned Pyromancer is good. Spell Pierce is good. Actually, Spell Pierce is a real consideration here over the Flooded Strand, but fetch lands are just so good. I would take a Spell Pierce over most other lands, non-fetch lands, but given that this is a fetch land and is at least half on color, I think that is too good to pass. Sorry, Spell Pierce. Birds of Paradise is also pretty good, but yeah, let's take the fetch. I really prioritize fetch lands. Okay, I think we take Rogran Triome here. There's also Tundra, but we're not necessarily blue-white. We could be an Omnath deck, 4-color Omnath, play every color except black, but Rogran Triome is probably better for that anyways, and it also, we can just find it off Flooded Strand, it casts Expressive Iteration. Yeah, I'll take the Triome. Okay, there's a Breeding Pool. Great pickup. The mana is starting to develop very nicely. Now Flooded Strand can get all of the Omnath colors. Outside of this, it's honestly kind of weak pack. Smuggler's Copter is a good card, but not really for us. I think I might just take Mishra's Bauble if there was no Breeding Pool, but instead we'll very happily take the Breeding Pool. And now this deck looks great. I mean, we have a very good mana base, including a fetch land, a premium card advantage spell, interactive Planeswalker that's also a threat. Really good start. Other than just like broken stuff and counter magic, something that would be near the top of my list now would be some good creature removal, lightning bolt, something like that. All right, a lot of white cards in this pack. Also Indith the Triome, which could help us, but I think we just take Unholy Heat here. That's a really nice pickup. I was saying how I wanted cheap removal, and this is cheap removal. Brainstorm is fine. Council Judgment is better removal if we are heavy white, but we don't know that yet. We could just be playing Teamer, and Rogran Triome would still help us with that. But yeah, let's take the Unholy Heat. That is a great pickup. And now we get a lot of black stuff in this pack. I think I'll just take more cheap burn. Burst Lightning. Maelstrom Pulse will be good if we're playing black. Skyclave Apparition is good if we're playing heavy white, but yeah, let's take this. Good cheap removal, good card advantage. This deck is looking streamlined and powerful. Hopefully we can keep that going. Alright, this pack is pretty weak for us. A lot of black and green, but not the green stuff we want. We could take Sunbaked Canyon. We could also take Dam if we want to be full-on 4-color for Omnath, but we don't have very good white fixing yet. I guess we have 2 white lands. We could also just take the Sunbaked Canyon. Yeah, I think I'll take the Canyon. It's not great, but it's okay. And if we're playing white, if we want to play Dam, we need the fixing for it. So I'll take the fixing first, and then maybe we can find another good sweeper later, like Wrath of God, which I think is the pick here. Riftstone Cloudskate's kind of weak. Yeah, I'll take the Wrath. So solidly Omnath colors now. I don't think we're a Guy's Cradle deck. Do we want Goldspan Dragon or Llanowar Elves? Llanowar Elves is a Nomba with Wrath of God. And it's looking like green is going to be a bit of a splash, most likely. So I think I'll take the dragon here. This is not a bad Goldspan Dragon deck. I don't like this card in mono red, but it's pretty good if you're playing like blue card draw and lots of colors. Okay. Kind of close pick here. Restoration Angel is situationally very good, but I think we just take the Seasoned Pyromancer. It's the most powerful card, and it looks like we're probably going to be base red. Alright, we can take a Razor Verge Thicket. I don't mind Reclamation Sage, but I want to be able to have good mana. We want to play Wrath of God and Oko in our base red deck, so we got to take lands very highly. Okay, Metamorph, Giver of Runes, or Bauble. Bauble is good for giving us Delirium with Unholy Heat. Yeah, I'll take the Bauble. It's not amazing. It also does play well with the Expressive Iteration, though. All right, not really interested in these late cards, but that's okay. Wow, well, there's a Soul Ring, so we'll take that. This is not the best Soul Ring deck, but Soul Ring is just so good that it's still an easy pickup. Scalding Tarn would be great. Mold Drifter would be good. Honestly, after that, this pack drops off pretty quick. Nothing else here is super enticing, but we'll be very, very happy to pick up a Soul Ring. Now, there's a Teferi. There's also a Marsh Flats, but that doesn't help us super... Well, I guess it can get Roggen Triome, but it can't get Breeding Pool. I think Teferi is good enough to take here over the fetch. If this was a double on-color fetch, or if we had Wrenn and 6, it could be a different story, but I really like Teferi. Yeah, we'll go with that. This deck is looking sweet. Okay, another really good Triome. We can find this off of Floodstrand. It's triple on color. I think that is the pick. A Braid would be good. Coalition Relic would be good. But we just passed some mana. I think we should take the mana now. Worth noting, we can't find this off the Marsh Flats. So, I mean, we don't have the Marsh Flats, and it's unlikely to come around. But that is something worth noting. So now we have 3 on-color Triomes. We only have 1 fetch land, so I would like to get more. Okay, Library of Alexandria is good, but I don't think this is the best deck for it. I'm mostly looking at Sylvan Caryatid and Pest Infestation. And I think I'll take the Infestation here. Caryatid is awkward with the Wrath of God, and it looks like green is going to be a bit of a splash color. So this is fine to not have this until, later in the game. This is a solid late game card. Whereas Caryatid is a card you really want to play on turn 2. So yeah, we'll take this. Whoa, a lot of good mana here. Also, Jace the Mind Sculptor. So I think it's between Jace the Mind Sculptor and Celestial Colonnade, but I think I'll take the Jace. It's really good with Soul Ring, and it's just a great card. Yeah, there's a chance one of these lands comes around, but we'll just take the Jace. Okay. The best card in this pack is Palace Jailer. This isn't a great Palace Jailer deck, though, because we're a little bit light on creatures. So I think I'm going to take Time Warp, actually. Consecrated Sphinx is good, too, but Time Warp looks really good in this deck. It's great with Goldspan Dragon and great with all 3 of our Planeswalkers. Oath of Druids is kind of interesting also. But we don't have anything super big. Yeah, let's just take the Time Warp. Okay, now we could take Wall of Omens, Dismember. We're not really a Tinker deck. Or maybe we just take Horizon Canopy, actually. Yeah, I'll take the Canopy. Solidify that mana fixing a bit. Our fixing is only okay right now. Okay, Nahiri is great. If this Signet was not black, I would consider taking it more highly, but I think we do just grab the Nahiri here. And now there's probably Kodama's Reach. I don't want to splash black. Yeah, let's take the Kodama's Reach. This is a good pickup, especially since we are not going to be one of those decks that's only playing 2 or 3 basics. All right, easy Selesnya Signet here. Great pickup. Our curve is a little high, so I'm looking for some more cards that cost 1 or 2. All right, I think I'll speculate on the Deceiver Exarch here. We could take Hangerback Walker, which is fine, but not super exciting. And getting this super late is a sign that Twin is open. We also have Nahiri, which is good with Twin. Probably not playing this, but if we do end up being able to play it, it will be great. Okay, in the same vein, I think I'm taking Eladamri's Call. We could be like a 4-color Twin deck. And like right now, this is not making the cut because we have a very low creature count. But I don't think Blade Splicer is great. So I'll take this just in case. Now, are we a Field of the Dead deck? Not yet, but I think I will still take this land. I really like Field of the Dead in general, and the other cards seem kind of weak. Okay, we'll take an Oath. Overgrown Tomb could get there, but Oath is like if our only creatures are the twin combo, that's one way we could build this deck. Oath Twin, and that's pretty high upside. Then we get last pick, Thran Dynamo. Probably not a card we're playing. Alright, this pack wasn't as good as pack 1, but still, we're looking pretty solid. I would like a few more cheap spells and a bit more fixing. And there's a Volcanic Island, which is very good fixing. There's also Channel, but I think it's a bit late for that. We could take Progenitus on the wheel and go into Oath that way. But yeah, let's just take Volcanic Island for now. Really would like to get a bit more fixing, though. Stomping Ground would be fine. Yeah, we need more fetch lands, but we'll take the Volcanic Island. Okay, now we could take Botanical Sanctum. Not super exciting. I think it's really Sanctum versus these two medium removal spells. And we honestly have decent removal. I wouldn't mind a bit more, but I think I am going to take the Sanctum here. Okay, now let's see. We have Fable, Preordain, Chain Lightning. Phantasmal Image is also okay. Same with Tireless Tracker. Fable is the best card. It's a bit expensive, though, and I wouldn't mind trying to keep the curve down a bit with something like Preordain. But Fable is just so good. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Fable here for power level. There's also a pretty good Elspeth deck, actually. We have really good permanents to Elspeth into, but we're going to take the Fable, and then if Elspeth wheels, it becomes that much better. Okay, pretty bad pack for us here. Some really big things that play well with Oath. But that's pretty much it. I don't think we're a good Ancient Tomb deck. I think I'll take the Cityscape Leveler. Probably not played in the main deck. Okay, looking more and more like the twin part is not going to get there. Do we want Elvish Mystic, Suspicious Stowaway, Huntmaster? I think those are the main considerations. We could take Inspiring Vantage, but I don't think that's really where we want to be. I'll take the Suspicious Stowaway for consistency. Yeah, that seems fine. Wow. Alright, we'll take the DAC. I really would like a Hallowed Fountain, but we do have a blue-white fetchable land already. Yeah, we'll take the DAC. Really, really good pickup. We have Oko, Teferi, and DAC, which is a great place to be. Yeah, overall this deck looks pretty sweet. The fixing is a bit dicey. I would really like to have one or two more fetch lands, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. I think we do take this. The other good cards are all black. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Okay, so let's adjust now a bit. Take out the Suspicious Stowaway. Bring in the Deceiver Exarch. Bring in the Eladamri's Call. And play, like, 4-color twin. Urza Saga is kind of interesting. It plays well with Soul Ring in particular, and also Mishra's Bauble. But I think I would rather just take some fixing here. We can take Raging Ravine. Yeah, let's do that. It's close. This card is very good, but I think Raging Ravine is important here. We don't have very good fixing. Okay, there's a Stomping Ground. That's a pretty nice pickup. Chandra would be fine too, but I think we're going to have plenty of playables. Okay, I'm not super interested in Queller in our Oath deck. I'm honestly considering cutting the spell, even the Seasoned Pyromancer, but that's probably too good to cut. We could play... Honestly, none of these are very good. This is... I guess I'll take Porcelain Legionnaire as a sideboard card against aggro. Okay, we'll take an Elspeth. That's a really nice late pickup. I guess Gilded Drake is a good sideboard card. Inspiring Vantage. The mana is starting to really come together. Then Gideon Jura. Actually, a card that we might want to play. Alright, we need to make some tough cuts here. I don't think I want to cut any of the cheap stuff. We could maybe cut Goldspan Dragon. It's pretty good, but I like the idea of Oath being really streamlined and like hitting something pretty relevant each turn. Maybe we even cut Cityscape Leveler. Although, oh wait, Oath isn't even in the main deck. We need to bring that in. Um, hmm. Interesting deck for sure. We could just cut the Seasoned Pyromancer. This card is very strong, but it's a little bit bad with Oath. Although I guess we can just discard lands if we don't want to put too many creatures onto the battlefield. Also, too bad that we never got the Minskin Boo. Sorry, Boo. Hmm. We also want to be at least 17 lands, maybe even 18 with Field of the Dead and a fairly high curve. I think I do want the Wrath of God if we're playing a low creature count. Maybe we could cut Gideon Jura. Or just the Pyro, honestly, if we need to make cuts anyways. All right, let's see how this would look. If we were, well, first we'll sort by color. Looks fairly even, which is not great. We have 7 blue, 7 red, 5 green, and 6 white. Okay, so slightly based blue-red. This gives us for blue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would like one more at least. For red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's solid. For white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. That's okay. And for green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we can definitely cut the forest. Probably for an island. Wait, how many red do we have again? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we're gonna add. Well, actually, wait. Our white is kind of bad, and we have 3 double white cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let's add one more plains. All right, and we'll submit like this. There's a few things that I wish we had. Minskin Boo, chief of the list. Also, more fetch lands, Renin 6. Uro would be really nice here, but I think the deck is definitely pretty sweet. We will submit like this, draw Soul Ring every game, and I'll see you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 against Lab 2-2. We are on the play. Oh, on the play with Soul Ring. Signet is so nice, but can't keep a no-lander. All right, definitely can keep this one-lander. I think we're putting back Signet, and then we can go turn 1, Raging Ravine, turn 2, Sanctum, Soul Ring, Fable. Yeah, that seems great. We need to get our red land into play first. We can decide if we want to play our white land or our... Oh, we can't play that this turn, but that's a great draw. So let's play the blue land now. Play the Soul Ring. Play the Fable. Honestly, our hand is great. The discard and draw section of Fable is not amazing here, but it's still good to get the Fable down early. It just creates a lot of value. Orzhov Signet. Okay. I think I'm discarding no cards, actually. This hand is great. We're going to just hit for 2. And then we have 6 mana, so we can play Pest Infestation plus Oko. And then next turn we can play Time Warp. Wow, this is a disgustingly strong start. Look at all these permanents on turn 2. Or turn 3. The next turn we get to flip the Fable, keep Oko going, play Time Warp. They need to do something really special here, or else they're just going to get buried really quickly. Swift End the Oko. Okay, that's pretty good, but I still think we're in a very good position. So we hit with everything. We don't have double blue yet, but we can crack the treasure token for the Time Warp. So then we'll go this. I guess we'll sack this first, just in case we draw something that changes things, but I don't think that's likely to happen. Okay, blue, blue. Up to 5. Time Warp. Target ourselves. Expressive Iteration. Great draw. Let's start with... kind of interesting. I want to copy this Goblin Shaman with the reflection of Kiki-Jiki. But I want to tap Soul Ring to do that. Alright, I think we're just going to play Expressive Iteration first and see what we hit. Okay, let's go Kiki in the hand. Flood Strand on the bottom. Although, actually, I don't really want to play Volcanic Island because I want to play Eldamir's Call. Although we do also need red, and we don't have red-white land in the deck. Okay, we'll just exile the Volcanic Island. Play the Volcanic Island. And I'll just do this, copy this. Go to combat and swing. And then I think we can kill them next turn with a combo, although we don't even need to. Just pass. We could also, there's so many ways we could win. We can animate Raging Ravine. We could Eldamir's Call for the combo. We could also just Eldamir's Call for a Cityscape Leveler. They hardcast a 2-3. That's not going to get the job done, my friend. Okay, let's go. Do we even show them the combo? Can we win without the combo? No, we can't win this turn, so I think I am just going to guarantee that we can get the kill. So, Eldamir's Call. Grab Deceiver Exarch. Untap. Then we'll go 2 mana, Deceiver Exarch. Untap Soul Ring. And then a nice Kiki-Jiki. Very, very powerful game one. I mean, Soul Ring helps, but just look at this. We played so many broken cards with great mana. We curved out. Just a really, really powerful start. So we're playing against potentially mono black. We don't have much of a sideboard for this matchup. We could bring in Gilded Drake, which is good if they're playing Reanimator. We could also potentially cut the twin combo against mono black. Because we have no redundancy. We can't bring it back. If they kill one half of the combo, the other half is pretty much dead. And they have a lot of removal, and they know about the combo now. But I think we still just run it back. Could bring in Seasoned Pyro. There's just nothing I want to cut, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to submit again. This deck is great. On the draw, that hurts a bit. This is a keep. We have all the colors. It's way less explosive than our last hand, but turn 3 Teferi or Dak is still very strong. I also don't love mulliganing against black decks. Okay, I'm just going to play Breeding Pool, hold the Flooded Strand for now. We do have a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Sometimes I would want to fetch early to thin out, just to thin deck thin, basically. But in this deck, we have Dak Faden, which can do that for us. Play Inspiring Vantage. We only have 2 basics left in the deck, so we do want to ideally get Kadam's Reach down on the sooner side. Grief. Okay. That's pretty good here. They probably take our Dak. I think I'm going to play, if they do take the Dak, I'm going to play Kadama's Reach before playing Teferi. Just to set up, and then maybe we can keep Teferi alive. Bouncing Orzhov Signet is fine, but it's not that good, and bouncing Grief is quite bad. I assume they would definitely take the Dak, but it looks like they're thinking about it. They do end up taking the Dak, okay. Man, yet another land. That's bad. So we'll go land, Kadama's Reach. And our hand just sucks, but we have tons of mana, which is not a bad place to be. That's 9 lands down, so we only have 8 left in the deck out of 28 cards. Pretty likely to start drawing some gas. Ophiomancer. Okay, that's really slow. They have some pressure, but I'm not too afraid of this. Oh, Douthia Voidwalker is more relevant, so that's something we're going to bounce with the Teferi. And then Teferi is just going to die, but at least it's going to buy us some time. Just brutal, okay? Yeah, I guess I'll leave up Inspiring Vantage because we have a decent amount of white removal, or red removal, rather. So Teferi. Bounce the Voidwalker. And then, come on, give me a spell, please. Are you kidding me? Wow. I think we do just cycle this, but this is kind of ridiculous, obviously. 11 lands to only 3 spells, and they Thoughtseize one of them, and one of them just got lands. So they have 6 damage on board. They can kill our Teferi and put us to 12. We do have a Wrath of God. Hopefully we can find that. Okay, Grim Monolith. They have Voidwalker and 1 unknown. Let's crack this now. Wow. That sucks. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. This is one of the most insane mana floods I've ever had. Okay, we'll put Selesnya Signet into play. Tapped land, and then cycle the Triome end of turn, and then we just need to hope to top deck Wrath. We're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, so we're going to 3. I guess we can't complain. We drew pretty much perfectly in game 1, so it's only fair to draw pretty much as poorly as possible in game 2. Actually, I think we've literally drawn only lands, other than lands plus 1 Selesnya Signet. I hope they would just Mind Twist my hand. Mind Twist for 6. That's hilarious. I don't even care. I'm not going to cycle the Triome. You just knock 6 lands out of my hand. Then we untap and top deck Burst Lightning, which is not going to get there. All right, that was just absurd. All right. Should be a good matchup. There's the Wrath. Okay. Do we want to make any changes? No, let's just not draw that many lands. Submit like this. Of course, now we draw a hand that wants to draw lands. It's close. We have no castable spell. Yeah, I think we can do better. All right, this hand is better. We're going to keep and put back the Cityscape Leveler. So we have a cheap removal spell. We can blow up one of their pieces of Artifact Ramp. Kodama's Reach can make sure we hit all our land drops forever. There's a Mox, okay. Do they have the turn 1 Voidwalker? No, Thoughtseize. Alright, I mean, our hand is not doing too much here. We need to find some action. They take the Pest Infestation, so we cannot kill their Mox. Oko was a good draw. Very good draw. They do have Swift End, but if they don't have Swift End in their hand, then Oko can run away with the game pretty quickly. Alright, they pass. We untap. We're just going to jam the Oko. Hopefully they don't avoid to kill it. Alright. They at least don't have a way to kill it yet. They could Mind Twist our hand here, but the Oko could win on its own. They just pass. Weird. Okay, let's start by making this a 3-3 and hitting them for 3. Alright, that works. Oh, alright, yeah, then we'll play Dak. Steal the Signet, or the Mox. All these broken 3-mana Planeswalkers putting in some good work for us. And we'll pass. And now even if they Mind Twist our hand, we're in a very good position. We can also Kodama's Reach to find lands and then loot them away with Dak Faden. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, that's pretty weak. Time Warp. Good draw. I think I'm not going to play it this turn, though. So let's go Kodama's Reach. All right, we'll put an island into play. Then we'll loot. I think we just discard 2 lands. Then we'll make a food. And pass. We can Unholy Heat to kill the Ravenous Chupacabra, and then go for the Time Warp next turn. So they're probably going to try and kill Dak. But we will stop that from happening. You got 5 mana. What can you do? It's got to be something pretty good. Kill the Dak Faden. Interesting. I would have thought that Oko is the bigger threat. That's fine with me. We'll make this into a 3/3, hit them for 3. And then I think I'm actually still just going to hold off on the Time Warp and play Elspeth first. In which case, we should have done this pre-combat, but I don't think it's very likely to matter. So we'll play Elspeth Resplendent. Snuff out. Okay, that's fine. We can almost kill them with Oko to turn the Mox into an Elk plus animate Raging Ravine. That puts them to 2. I think that's not actually worth it, though, even though that would be pretty good. Let's just jam this Elspeth. We find Teferi. That's really good. We also could have put done Field of the Dead, but I think Teferi's a bit better. And now, if they don't do something very drastic, we can win with Time Warp. Bolus's Citadel. All right. Citadel into Greed. I mean, that's fine. They do go to 5, but we lose our Time Warp. Still, though, they're dead on board. We can bounce that with Teferi and then kill them with Raging Ravine. Okay, so that should be game. We'll remove their blocker. Not even a real blocker, though, because we could animate Raging Ravine and give it flying. So we'll go red, green, whatever. Animate. Give flying. Or lifelink, doesn't matter. And swing on in for lethal. Alright, so we take down round 1. The deck seems very powerful. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, here we are for round 2 against Mikey Planeswalker. We're on the play again. Great spot. And we just have the combo, so we'll keep this. It's not a fancy hand. It does one thing, basically, but that thing wins the game if they don't have interaction. And if they do have interaction, we can just fall back into our game plan of really good threats with perfect mana fixing. Also, we have Field of the Dead with Kodama's Reach, which is a good way to start making some zombies pretty quickly. You need 7 or more different lands. We only have 1 repeat land. We have 2 basic planes. So if we can avoid it, we're probably going to not even Kodama's Reach for either of the planes, which means if we draw another planes later, or draw a planes later, it will not be a redundant land. I think I'm just going to play Field of the Dead on turn 1. It turns off like a turn 2 Eladamri's Call or something, but we barely even have any creatures left to search for. We don't have blue mana at the moment, but Kodama's Reach can find us an island. So we're not going to be playing Deceiver Exarch on turn 3, but we'll play it on turn 4. Even though most of our hand is just mana, I would still love to find a Soul Ring. Then we could turn to the Kodama's Reach. Alright, opponent likes their 7-2, so we should be able to start once they let us proceed to our main phase. Alright, opponent, come on. Let's go. This is an interesting deck. There's a lot of ways we could have built it. We don't need to do, like, we could have just not played Oath and had a few more, like, random creatures, Seasoned Pyromancer, Goldspan Dragon, Maybe even Gilded Drake. Definitely Suspicious Stowaway. Oh, this is a disaster. This hand is much, much better when they don't know about the combo. But now they can play around it much better. Raging Ravine, alright. We'll get that into play. They're just passing back with mana. They might have a counterspell, which would be bad because then we can't get blue mana, but I think we still just jam here. And if they just do counter this, then we'll just be on plan Raging Ravine, which can get there a lot of the time. Okay, Leak, sure. I'm just happy it wasn't a mana drain. Playing against blue-white control, huh? My old friend and current enemy. Arcane Proxy Flashback Probe, sure. Alright. So this is honestly looking pretty awkward here now. Okay, we draw planes. That's arguably the worst draw on the deck. It's definitely the worst land we could have drawn. Yeah, the worst draw on the deck. I think I'd rather have drawn a Time Warp. But we're not under much pressure. We have a decent, like, we could just play Gideon here and then get Raging Ravine going soon. That's a decent plan. There's the Time Warp. The only card that was arguably even worse than Plains. We then immediately draw. That resolves. Okay. I am going to go for the kill. If they have Ephemerate, so be it. They don't, though. Do they have a flash creature end of turn? Nice. All right, so looking pretty good for our odds of untapping with a Gideon. They're playing Bent. Interesting. We draw an island. Another blue card. Just rough, man. Okay, let's just animate Raging Ravine and get aggressive. That really was a 3 really horrendous draws in a row. Basic planes into consecutive blue cards, but they're on a 2-turn clock, so it might be okay. I don't really know what they're holding, though. If they're not holding counter magic, they're not holding... They might be holding, like, sorcery speed removal. All right, we win. We're also now at the point where an island would have given us the combo. Because we could play island, tap Field of the Dead, Plains, Island for Deceiver Exarch, untap a land, and then have 5 mana, including triple red. All right, we got there. Basically, we only resolved 1 spell all game, but that was enough. So, weird, but I'll take it. I think I might cut the combo now. They know about it, and they're not playing many creatures, so I don't really want to be on Oath of Druids, which is like the main reason to play a deck like this. So let's see how this would look. We could run this instead. And this honestly seems fine to me. We're a bit light on win conditions. Eldummer's Call is also kind of bad. Well, it's okay. Specifically, finding Cityscape Leveler is pretty good. All right, yeah, we'll run it back like this. It's kind of interesting. Maybe this isn't correct, but against basically, against decks that have a lot of interaction, the combo becomes a lot less good because any removal spell or counter spell breaks it up. All right, so we're gonna bobble ourselves, looking for land. Eldummer's Call is certainly one of the worst possible draws we could have, so we'll shuffle that away now. Grabbing, I think, Ketria Triome. Well, actually, do we want our green source or our white source more? Probably white, given our hand. So I'll take Rogren. And then hopefully we find a land off the bobble. Nahiri, not a good draw. They're playing black too. Whoa. Lots of colors over there. Okay, come on. We've had 3 draws, and it was 2 5-drops and a 4-drop. And now we might, we're just going to have to start going to discard if we brick again. Please give me a land. Very frustrating. So we'll go to discard. Pitch. Okay, they just cycle Orphean's Tower. I think Time Warp. Very painful game, though. I hate Mana Screw. We had 2 looks for the Bauble. Yeah, I mean, we've looked at 4 cards. None of them have been a land. That's going to happen sometimes. We have 15 lands, or 14 lands out of 28 cards. So exactly 50-50 to hit this land drop. Soul Ring would also be a good draw. Okay, nice. We find the land. We're going to start jamming now. I think they're very likely to have a counterspell, but we need to fight through it. So there's a Fable. Oh, that resolves. Okay. They don't even kill the Goblin end of turn. So what are we discarding here on our turn? Black Lotus. All right, 8 mana. What you got? Are you going to Mind Twist my entire hand? Oh, interesting. I did not see this coming. Looks like they might be storming. Hard cast Grizzlebrand. Okay. I don't really think we can beat this. We want to get Delirium. So let's discard a creature. Discard Goldspan Dragon plus Gideon. Oko. That's a good one. Yeah, let's just play Oko. Hopefully this resolves. I think I'm going to play an untapped land too. Plays around Daze, and also it lets us Unholy Heat the Grizzlebrand if this resolves. Do they draw cards in response? They do. All right, now they're very low. So I kind of wish I had the Goldspan Dragon now. We can Unholy Heat to kill this. And then swing and put them to repeal the token response. Okay, that's quite bad. If they might just reanimate this Grizzlebrand now, and then I'll like consider conceding. Definitely don't want Oath in this matchup. I kind of want Gilded Drake, especially if we have Eldarmor's Call to search for it. They go to 4. They might be playing... I mean, they're probably playing Storm if they're playing all these rituals. So they could Tendrils us out here. But if they don't Tendrils us out, I mean, they're at 4. We have reasonable pressure here. We're going to put 3 potential attackers into play next turn between Oko, Fable, and Raging Ravine. I think we win this game pretty easily if we hit our 3rd land drop. Collective Brutality. Okay, that just gains them 2. Still have 2 black men up. Storm count is, what, 3? Against their deck, like the combo actually looks better now. I still don't want to play Oath of Druids, but the combo, like they don't have that much instant speed interaction that we've seen. They do have that 1 mana leak, but the combo seems fine. Okay, they play Mind's Desire. Storm equals 4, so we'll see. They could get there. But if they don't hit a Storm card off of this, we are in totally fine shape. Okay, they get Teferi plus Una's Prowler. That's not too scary. They also only have 6 cards left in their deck. They bounce their Mox and replay it. That's fine. Okay, weird Esper Storm deck over there. We draw Cityscape Leveler. That's not what I wanted. We could play Nahiri and discard the Cityscape Leveler. Or I think I just want to put a bunch of bodies into play, though. So let's play Seasoned Pyromancer. And I think discard Leveler plus Elspeth. All right. Put land into play tapped. And then I think I'm just going to turn one of these 1/1s into a 3/3. Just pressure the opponent a bit. Making a food doesn't do that much. And then we'll pass back. And I mean, we'll see. They've drawn like basically their entire deck. So they could certainly kill us here. But if they don't kill us this turn, then we're pretty likely to be able to kill them next turn. We We can animate Raging Ravine. We can make another Seasoned Pyromancer. We can make another Elk. Okay, they just pass. Very strange. This has been a weird game. Arcane Proxy to flashback. What? Repeal to bounce the Elemental? It's fine. Oh, Cabal Ritual. What's going on over there? Are they storming off after all? Storm count is 2. They need to get storm count of 8 to kill us with Tendrils. They need 7 to kill us with Brain Freeze. But they only have 2 cards left in their library. If they do Tendrils us for not lethal, we can't kill them on our next attack, but we could probably just mill them out, depending on how low they put us. Shallow Grave, Wall of Omens to go down to 1 card in deck. If they have another Shallow Grave, they can bring back Grizzlebrand, but that doesn't even do that much at this stage. Brain Freeze. Non-lethal Brain Freeze, though, so I think we should be okay. Unless they have something weird. They mill a bunch of our cards, but we still have 6 cards left. They only have 1 card left. Okay, looking good. I will animate the Raging Ravine and then just attack with everything. Make them block a bunch of things. All right, strange match, but we take it down. We are 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals. We lost the die roll for the first time, which is too bad, but we have a Soul Ring. No blue. I mean, our mana is bad. We don't have blue or red mana, but this is still definitely a keep. Do we want to jam the Soul Ring now? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to play Field of the Dead. We don't have a play next turn either way, and this protects it from potential removal. Selfless Spirit. Okay, mono white for the finals. Can we find a land? That's not what I had in mind. But we can just jam back-to-back 5-mana Planeswalkers over the next 2 turns, which is good against a lot of things they could have. Hopefully they don't have a super relevant play to add to the board this turn, but they probably will. Oh, Worn Power Stone. This is best case scenario. Now, I mean, they're set up. They have a lot of mana, but we also have a lot of mana. We can kill their thing and then potentially be able to untap with Gideon. What I didn't want to see was something like Adeline that just puts a lot of bodies onto the board. All right, Gideon Juro. Very, very good in this position. Our hand is awkward. We have only 1 spell that we can cast out of the 5, but I still think we're in a really good position. Among other things, Elspeth can just dig us for land. It's not a very exciting use of Elspeth, but might be the move here. They play Council Judgment. Okay, fair enough. Gideon Juro was a clean 2 for 1. Sword. Okay, this is looking great. Now we can still play Elspeth without fear of it dying. Would we rather play Oko first? I don't think so. We could also play Teferi, but I wanna get the Elspeth down and start developing more. Okay, so we just hit a bunch of lands. That's fine. We should just take the Rogran Triome. Put an island into play and pass. And then next turn we can double Planeswalker. Okay, Coercive Portal. That's fine. Deceiver Exarch. Interesting draw. Let's start with Teferi. Bounce the portal. Can we find a land? Yes, we can. Then we can go... I'm kind of tempted to just jam the Deceiver Exarch, actually. It lets us use the Elspeth Plus. Like, we don't need to combo this game. So let's go Deceiver Exarch. We're not going to kill them this turn, but we can just make our Deceiver Exarch a 2-4 with a 2-5 with lifelink. We'll untap Soul Ring. Then we go green, blue, whatever, Oko. And now we're just in a great position. Like, whether or not we combo them, and we can't even cast Kiki-Jiki at the moment if we draw it, but we're just going to be in a phenomenal position. They just concede. Okay. So blue-white mid-range. You know, normally I would think that their deck would be pretty aggressive, but they have a lot of 3-mana cards that don't really impact the board. I guess Council Judgment does impact the board, but I don't think they're actually super aggressive. Still think Oath of Druid should be pretty great here. Do we want Seasoned Pyro just as a good card? To answer that, we need to decide if there's any things we don't want. But I think everything here looks pretty good. Yep, I think I'll just run it like this. If we can win this game, we secure the trophy. And we have turn 2 Wrath of God, which is good against their scariest draws. Definitely keep. Alright. Let's just play Razor Verse Thicket Soul Ring. Eldhamar's Call is like kind of bad here. I think we might just get Cityscape Leveler, to be honest. Ooh, that's good against our combo. And then Everflowing Chalice, okay. Come on. Alright, yeah, we're just going to play Plains Pass. And I kind of want them to counter the Eldhamar's Call. Coercive Portal, okay. We'll play the call. Maybe we do just get half of the combo. We're at 4 mana right now. But the thing is, if they could just leave up. Yeah, I'm still taking the Leveler. If they can just Caracas to break up the combo if they need to. Yeah, this is not looking good. We're massively behind. Both of the 2 games that were, if we lose this game, the 2 games that we've lost have just been due to extreme mana flood. Our best draw here would be Pest Infestation. We could blow up Everflowing Chalice plus Coercive Portal. Oh, nice. Playing against a fan. Alright. Rough. Really rough. Okay. I'm fetching just a Volcanic Island here because if I draw a land, I want it to be a land that we can cycle. But now they're drawing 2 cards a turn. It's going to be very, very tough to come back here. Basically, we're either hoping to just get insanely lucky or just to see more of their deck so we're better prepared for game 3. Porcelain Legionnaire, okay. We do have Wrath, so hopefully they can play more creatures. What they could also do is just play like a sword and equip it. That would be very bad. Okay, Fable is a great draw. I think I'm going to play land to play around Mana Leak. So we'll go Island Leak. Or Island Fable. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we actually can cast Cityscape Leveler next turn. Ancestral Recall. That's not fair. Yeah, we're pretty behind here. We're pretty behind. We can discard this Breeding Pool. Honestly, we kind of want all the red sources, but if they do, I will discard a land if given the opportunity because we need to find some action. They go bottom bottom. There's the sword. That's quite bad. It's possible we could just combo kill them and win here, but very unlikely. So we take 5. They blow this up. Now we need to decide if we want to kill their Porcelain Legionnaire. I don't want to kill their Porcelain Legionnaire with this Wrath of God. It's a bad value, but I also am not really okay with taking more hits from this. So we'll see what we draw. Oath of Druids, interesting. Definitely discarding Breeding Pool. I think I am just discarding the Oath too, actually. Actually, no, let's discard 2 lands. Okay. I'm going to play Expressive Iteration. No, yeah, I'll play Expressive Iteration. Okay, interesting. Let's go Nahiri in the hand, Inspiring Venture to the bottom, exile Field of the Dead, play the field, play Wrath of God to take out their attacker, and then pass. And then Deceiver Exarch can tap their Karakas, which would break up their way to break up our combo. They have 7 cards. I think we're still pretty behind, but we're in it. We have Cityscape Leveler, which we can just hardcast next turn. They're playing something pretty big here. We'll see what it is. Elspeth Sun's Champion. Well, this is actually potentially fine. We can kill that with Cityscape Leveler, and then the Leveler can block pretty well. If they have a way to get rid of it, then that's kind of bad. But I think that is the play here. I want to get that Elspeth gone. Now, what are we hoping that they have? I mean, a bunch of lands, just like random dopey creatures, maybe like Mana Leak type cards. They're still voting for Homage every turn. They just have so many cards in hand. Jeez. Fractured Identity on the Cityscape Leveler. Pretty scary. So they can equip the sword, kill our reflection. I think our only out is to find Time Warp. Because then we can play Time Warp plus Oath of Druids, and then Oath into Kiki. Like, the only creature left in our deck is Kiki, so we will Oath into Kiki. So now they equip their sword. Oh, they're tapping their Karakas. Very risky. I think it's probably going to be fine for them, though. So we take 3. We're getting really low on life. In fact, I think we might not even be able to tap their Karakas with Deceiver Exarch. We might need to tap their Cityscape Leveler. Because I don't know if we can handle a hit for 8 with a Trampler. We draw Unholy Heat. Okay, I'm not going to give up. We'll play Oath of Druids. And then what our plan, we have a plan, which is to double burn spell the Cityscape Leveler so they can't attack. We do have Delirium, so that hits them for 8. And then play Deceiver Exarch in a turn to tap this, and then we can potentially win. We're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we die to almost anything here. I think I'm going to main phase kill the Cityscape Leveler. Not that we can really beat Counter Magic either way, but we could potentially beat like a Spell Pierce this way. All right, we have a plan. Is it fragile? Yes. Is it unlikely to work? Yes. But does it win if it does work? Also yes. If their hand is just like sorcerer speed removal plus more threats plus lands, we can win. Their deck seems incredible. Ancestral Recall, Fractured Identity, 2 of the best cards in the format. They have some weird stuff too. I can't really tell how aggressive they are. I think we do just still run it back even if we lose this one. Like it's good. Oh no. Okay, so they can take our oath. So now we need to just top deck the Kiki-Jiki. But we don't have triple red, so I think we're just dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't go Nahiri into Time Walk or anything. Yeah, I think that there's no way we can win from this position. We go to 4. Deceiver Exarch, tap your Caracas. So that does resolve. We would have been able to win, I think, if they didn't take out our oath. But then again, the problem is that we don't have enough red mana. Oh, that could actually give us a chance, though. Hello. We can make a ton of dudes here. Yeah. Okay. So let's kill. We can kill 1, 2, 3 artifacts. So we'll kill your sword, your coercive portal, and your Simic Signet. Now we have tons of blockers. The Selfless Spirit flies, which is pretty bad. So we're still dead in 2 turns. And I guess we can Nahiri, though, to exile the Selfless Spirit, and then maybe they just have all bricks. Still seems really hard for us to win. They have 7 mana, or 7 cards, and like infinite mana. But this will make us 6 chump blockers. Looks like they have something. We're dead to anything, like any counter magic. Mystic Confluence, mega dead to that. Okay. So, split, they have a very strong control plan, and then like some random white creatures to back it up. I don't think we make any changes. We just hope to draw a little better and have them not play Ancestral. Okay, solid hand. We can keep this. We don't have red mana, but we have some time to find it, hopefully. Drawing another red removal spell was quite unfortunate, but it's fine. We just hope that we can get this Teferi down. They have the Relic Warder. We can bounce that, but then they can just Relic Order again next turn. Definitely hoping for a red source. Okay. They do have some counter magic, so getting the Teferi into play seems pretty helpful. But if we don't find a red source in our next 2 draws, they can just kill the Teferi next turn. Man. We've had a lot of issues with lands, whether it's Mana Flood or the wrong colors. Maybe that means that the mana base is bad. It's not the best, but still, I think we have pretty good fixing. We don't have many fetch lands, I guess. That's the problem. So we can Eldummer's Call for Deceiver Exarch as a blocker. Kind of an interesting proposition. They play Chalice, so they're not playing the Leonin Relic Order. Adonto Vanguard, though. Sure. Right. I wish we could play that, but we cannot. So go Plains Pass with the plan of again, the Eldummer's Call into blocking with Deceiver Exarch. Hopefully they go to combat first. Fractured Identity. That's bad. Okay, we will Eldummer's Call in response. Grab the Exarch. And I will play the Exarch. It just means they have to bounce the Exarch instead of the Selesnya Signet if they want to attack. Or actually, I guess they can't attack. But this is just frustrating. Having triple red source in play, I think our trophy run is likely to end here. To a good blue-white deck, their deck does seem strong, but I think we could still win without too much of a problem if we just had the right colored lands. But just on mono Bant over here with 3 red spells in hand. If they bounce the Signet, we can kill their Teferi. If they bounce the Deceiver Exarch, it's kind of awkward. Basically, I think we're going to die unless we draw a red source in the next, 2 draws, probably. If we draw it this turn, I think we're actually in an okay spot. There's the Sunbaked Canyon. Okay, so we're going to start with Expressive Iteration. Normally, you want to play Iteration before you play land, but here we really want to we need to get the digging going. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay. Hand, bottom, exile. Then we go Deceiver Exarch to untap a red source. And I think I'm just going to Unholy Heat the Teferi. Alright, so we pass back. Really looking bad. They have tons of cards. They have Colonnade. They can take out our Selesnya Signet. We don't have any action in our hand. Field of the Dead is going to start going soon. But we need to top deck very well. Okay, there's the Relic Order. Honestly, don't care about that too much. We can kill it if we need to, but I'm not even super inclined to do that. They don't really have an attack yet. Okay, they just pass. This is maybe okay. We draw Kodama's Reach, which is actually pretty good. Because it gives us Field of the Dead. Spell Queller. Okay. That's fine. We'll play our red land. Pass. They're holding 3 cards. If they're all bad, we can win. This Deceiver Exarch is honestly putting in some good work on defense here to protect our life total. Actually, I shouldn't F6. There's a world where we want to use this Burst Lightning. I forgot they don't have to Teferi anymore. Why do you, I'm not F6. Stop thinking that I'm F6. Okay, nice. So we could kill the Relic Warder. Don't really think that's relevant. I would rather kill the Spell Queller because we need red sources and we want lands. Like, we don't really need mana. We want red sources and we want lands of any type just for Field of the Dead. They scryed 2 to the top with Preordain and then played Plains. That's really weird. Main phase Cycle Spars Headquarters, okay. Legionnaire. Alright, this is fine. They can swing and hit us for 4. Could kill this, but I think I'm going to save my removal spell to kill their flyer. So we each take 4 from this attack. Pest Infestation. Interesting. Do we want to play that first or Burst Lightning first? I think I'm going to Burst Lightning first. So let's play Field of the Dead. Make a zombie. And then I'm going to main phase this because I really want it to resolve. Burst Lightning to kill your Spell Queller. And now with all these zombies, we're pretty good on the board, actually. They don't have any flyers. We'll put Mountain into play. Pass turn. So they have 2 cards. They don't have double blue. We can hold down the fort on the board pretty well. And then Field of the Dead can, or Pest Infestation plus Field of the Dead gives us really good token generation. Gideon is not that scary. It's fine, but it's not too bad. Looks like they're considering an ultimate here, which I actually think is pretty reasonable. It makes their attacks much, much better. Right now, all of their creatures line up kind of poorly against our board. If they do go for the ultimate, what do we do? Probably double block the Relic Order and take 8. I wish we had a Raging Ravine in play. That would make it a lot more feasible to go for a race. They brainstorm, okay. Hopefully they just like play a Signet or something, and then we can get a nice Pest Infestation for value. I think given their information set, Ultimate and Gideon seems pretty good. Given our hand, they don't really want to do that because Pest Infestation really messes up their game plan if their plan is just like swing with a bunch of dudes on the ground and be aggressive. Nice. They literally did play the Signet just like I asked. Now hopefully they ultimate the Gideon. Okay, they don't ultimate the Gideon. Probably good play. Now they don't really have any attacks though, so they might just have to pass. Alright, they do pass. Time Warp, interesting. I think I do play the Time Warp here. We have lots of mana. We'll do... Okay, maybe we want a Pest Infestation first. We can Pest Infestation for 1, 2, 3, 4. We could also just let them keep the Everflowing Chalice. Okay, here's the 3 options. Option 1, just max Pest Infestation to make 8 1/1s. Option 2, Pest Infestation to only make 2 1/1s, just killing the Porcelain Legionnaire. That's bad, so we're not going to do that. Option 3, Time Warp and crack the Sunbaked Canyon. I think we should just max Pest Infestation here. Yeah. So we'll do this. Pest Infestation to destroy all 3 of your artifacts. So we could either stop here or pay 1 more life to make 2 more tokens. I think that is a trade worth making. And they don't have an island, so they can't daze us. And now we actually have pretty good attacks. So we can send in 2 zombies at the Gideon. Pass. And we like normally you want to make your attack before playing your spells, but in this case we had to kill the Porcelain Legionnaire before our attacks become good. They probably trade with a Knight ally and then let Gideon take 2. Interesting, okay. They're going to give us our Signet back. That's fine. We don't really need the Signet. But now they don't have that much on board. They have only 1 card in hand. They've also played their Fractured Identity already. They could just have Ancestral Recall or something. Like, that's always the risk. But they just played Brainstorm last turn, so they might be drawing a brick. Oblivion Ring to take out Deceiver Exarch. Okay, that's totally fine. We don't need the combo to win. Oh, they take out the zombie. What? Oh, okay, sure. That's good play. They could also... Oh, wait, what are you doing? You're just going to leave me with Deceiver Exarch? That cannot be right. Then the ultimate, the Adanto. Or the Gideon. Yeah, we're massively ahead now. I think they could have played this turn a little bit better. They don't even attack. If you're going to ultimate your Planeswalker and kill it off, you should probably be attacking. We draw Oath. Oath is not good in this position, but that's okay. Let's crack our Sunbaked Canyon. Does take us off of triple red if we draw the Kiki. Okay. I don't even think we're playing that because we might want to discard it if we find Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Then do we want to swing and hit them for 5 at the cost of 2 of our tokens? I don't think so. Although, actually, maybe it's worth it. No, I don't think it's worth it. The thing is, if they find a blue source, they actually have a quick clock. They're hitting us for 9 in the air. In which case, it might be actually good to... and I don't think that... Yeah, I don't actually... Yeah, I think it is worth it to attack here. I want the creatures to die. To gain us life. Because I want to get to the point... Yeah, I think we just hit them with all of these. It would also be good to get to the point where Oath is working for us. Good ultimate by the Gideon, actually. I didn't really realize how... A, we had good attacks until they did the ultimate. And then B, they have great attacks if they find a blue source. All right, come on, give me the land. Or the non-land. Not a land. Not a land. Bauble. Bad. Okay, let's play the Bauble, crack it, targeting them. Could inform our decision. Please just be a plains. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm actually tempted to play the Oath here. No. If they play... So they're definitely going to play Elspeth and Plus. If we... Then they're going to have 5 creatures. Right now we have 6 creatures. So we want the Oath to be live because we only have 2 hits, one of which wins and one of which is very good. So I'm going to send all the pests in again. They're going to kill 2 and then Oath is going to be live. But we're not going to play Oath this turn because we actually want them to play Elspeth and we want them to draw and play Elspeth. Should have left back 1 more pest, actually. That was a slight misplay. That could be more than a slight misplay. All right. Pass. Yeah, oh, man, that could definitely bite us. They're down to 8. They're getting a little low. We draw a card off this Bauble. Gideon. Okay, that's a good draw. They play their Elspeth. They plus, and then they hit us with both creatures, presumably. Elspeth is really good with the Gideon emblem. So actually, our Gideon is not very good. It's basically just a fog. They only hit us for 4. Okay. So actually, our attack did end up working out. Now we get to play Oath. There's the Kiki, but we don't have triple red. That's actually a terrible draw. That's really bad, because now the Oath doesn't even help us particularly. We need to find a red source now. Frustrating that we could just win. We have so many lands, but we don't have the red sources we need. So we play Gideon. Do we want to just kill the Flicker Wisp or plus? It's going to be very hard for us to win without the combo if they're making 3/2/2s every turn. We could put our 8/8 into play, but that just doesn't do that much. Oh man, such an awkward situation. I think I'm just killing their flyer here. No, that can't be right. Okay, well, plus, we're going to keep our Gideon around. It's a big attacker. And then I will play the Oath. It's kind of close, but I think it is worth it to play this. We're going to put a Cityscape Leveler into play. Oh, I can't believe we drew Kiki-Jiki. That was like literally any other draw in our deck, and we are in a basically unlosable position. But because we drew the Kiki-Jiki, now we don't get to hit it with the Oath. We don't have the red source to play it. We need to find a red source. How many red sources are we playing in our deck? So we could draw Volcanic Island. Inspiring Vantage doesn't do it. Mountain, Stomping Ground, Raging Ravine. Triome would be fine. It's going to be close. They shocked in Hallowed Fountain, so they have back Colonnade as a blocker. So if we block like this, it lets us keep our Gideon alive. I think that's what we'll do. Now, if our Cityscape Leveler is like our bottom card or something, we just die actually, which is kind of funny. But I think it is still worth it to flip it into play, because even if they kill it with Elspeth, we can unearth it the next turn. Dak Faden. Interesting. I think that's pretty good. So we will plus. So this is why we held the Soul Ring. So let's go blue, red, colorless, Dak Faden. We're just digging for red. We can't kill them this turn, but we can potentially kill them next turn. Or probably kill them next turn, actually. There's the red source. So we discard Soul Ring. If we play Wrath of God, then we force the chump block. This is really interesting. So we could play Wrath of God, then animate Gideon, swing. They chump block with Colonnade, but then we're in a kind of bad position. And then the other option just gives them one turn to top deck. So that like, if their top card is a brick, we win if we keep Stomping Ground Kiki-Jiki. But if they top deck something good, then we're in pretty bad shape. We could also just discard the Stomping Ground, and then we still have more red lands in our deck. Yeah, I think it is worth it to keep the Wrath of God. It's like there's a world where it comes back to bite us if we then just like never draw another red source. They're also going to get to use Oath for themselves if we do that, which probably isn't that relevant, but it could be. They're going to make tons of chump blockers with Elspeth, but we can also unearth the Cityscape Leveler next turn. Yeah, I think we do go for the Wrath play here. It's really close. We'll discard this. Then we'll play Wrath of God. Oh, wait. No, we also lose our Deceiver Exarch. Man, that was a bad lack of foresight. Is it still worth it? So they go. We have this Cityscape Leveler that's going to come back. I think the Cityscape Leveler in the graveyard pushes it over the top so that it is still worth it to do this, but it's really close. It sucks that we're losing our Deceiver Exarch. So we'll play the Wrath. Animate Gideon Jura. And swing. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not even that close to being able to bring back Cityscape Leveler at the same time. And we're not playing a land, so yeah, they actually don't get to Oath. So they need to top deck something here. They don't have double blue, so they can't play Mystic Confluence. They can't play an artifact creature. They're dead if they don't top deck something this turn. They just pass. So oh, wait, no. Well, they plus Elspeth, presumably. What a wild game. Okay, Cycle Miscalc. Yeah, you can't miscalculation the Unearth from Cityscape Leveler, so good play. They forgot to plus Elspeth. That might have been trying to turn off the Oath, but that's not a good play, I think. That's too conservative. All right, let's just go for it. Unearth Cityscape Leveler. Animate Gideon Jura. So even if they had remembered to plus the Elspeth, they would be dead on board. They would need to have top decked something. But now since they didn't plus the Elspeth, they need to have double removal spell, which probably is not going to be possible. I mean, they've missed a Confluence, which would get the job done, but we know that they don't have double blue, so they can't play that. Also, if they somehow do survive, we can play Catcher Triumph, which makes it 2-2, and then next turn we can play Kiki-Jiki to make another attacker. Whoop up on Team J, bro. I would love to, but I don't do it full time. I've been traveling a lot. I've been playing one league a day for the past like 3 or 4 days, and I mean he gets more than one trophy a day. So it's, even if I were to win 100% of my games, I could not keep up at this rate, unfortunately. But definitely a sweet league. We got the trophy. That's always a nice place to be. Let's pull up the deck list. So where are we? We're here. Yeah, not going to be first. I think I'm fighting for second. But let's pull up that deck list. It was a really, really sweet 4-color deck. We didn't have Omnath, but I've never really played a deck like this. We were a twin combo where we were playing like Oath of Druids into twin is kind of sick. We never actually won with that, um, but opponents had to respect it. They had to like very actively remove the Oath of Druids. We had a really powerful suite of Planeswalkers. I don't think we actually ever played Jace, but 3 3-mana Planeswalkers, 2 4-mana Planeswalkers, and 2 5-mana Planeswalkers for 7 in total. They were all good at interacting with the board, drawing cards. We had some pretty solid acceleration with Soul Ring plus Selesnya Signet. Time Warp was very good. I would say it overperformed a bit. Pest Infestation was very strong as well. We had Field of the Dead plus Raging Ravine to get value out of the lands. We had some cheap removal and Burst Lightning plus Unholy Heat. Just a really solid deck all around. If it had a bit more redundancy for the combo, that would have helped. So I wouldn't have minded like a Zealous Conscript 2, or maybe Regrowth to bring it back if they kill the combo. But the deck was really powerful and it was a lot of fun. I love these sorts of multicolored decks. Got to play a lot of really powerful cards. The sequencing of the lands was an interesting decision point in most games. Just a sweet league all around. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.